So today we're going to be talking about Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is a representative from Hawaii who is currently running for president of the United States. And in this video, I'm going to be asking why it is that she's still in the race. Like, okay, if you wanted to jump in, test the water, see if you got some nice numbers, and you do, then you stay in, and if you don't, then you drop out. I'd be like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. But it no longer makes sense anymore, and it has not made sense for a long time. So we're looking at polling numbers. This is actually going to shock you because you're going to be like, wait, how is this possible? Her numbers have actually been dropping pretty hard, by the way. They've essentially been halved. So for a while, she was in limbo between 1.5 and 2. Doesn't really look like she ever crossed the 2-point mark nationally. This is aggregate data, by the way, not by pulling out outlier polls. We always look at RCP numbers here. So as you can see down here, Tulsi Gabbard has kind of been between 1.5 and 2 for pretty much forever. Now she actually went from being at 2 on January 10th. Now she has dipped down all the way to 1.0. So she's so far down that she's actually almost below 1 point nationally. So she's not even at, we're not even at plural numbers anymore. You're not talking about she's at 2 points. No, we're talking about like 1 point nationally. She's literally at 1.0, as you can see right here. It says Gabbard right next to Gabbard. It says 1.0, which means she has 1 point nationally. When you aggregate all the national polls, she's at 1 point. What that indicates is she has zero fucking chance of winning the election. All right, none. And it's not like she has a shot that's sort of far away, maybe like a sort of Buttigieg, who also has no chance. But he's at 7.1. If you're at 7.1, it's kind of like, okay, that's not like too horrible. Being at 1 point is like, wow, you are really failing hard. Like, you're going nowhere. I don't know how else to put this. I know it's supposed to be nice or whatever, but it's like, how do you not see this? You're at 1 point nationally and you're still in the race. Why? What is the reason? And for the longest time, the rationale that was given was, oh, this comes from the loonies over in the loony left. Oh, Bernie Sanders needs Tulsi Gabbard at the convention to pool their delegates for Bernie because Biden's going to have Kamala and the other corporate Democrats to pool their delegates. Yeah, but the problem with that is you need 15% in a state to get any delegates, and she's polling at 1 point nationally, which indicates that she's not going to get 15% in even one state, except for maybe Hawaii, and I don't know if she's even going to get 15 there. I genuinely don't know. In fact, I kind of doubt it, because she's just a representative there. It's not like she's a state senator or anything like that. It's just a federal representative. So, or not a statewide senator, sorry, it'd still be a federal senator, but it wouldn't be a statewide election. Hers is just a district within Hawaii, so she probably wouldn't even win that. She probably wouldn't even hit 15 there. So there's no delegates that are resulting from Tulsi Gabbard's campaign. And a big concern that I actually have is, in the one state in which she's actually getting some numbers, which is New Hampshire, she's polling at about 4.8 points, okay, when it comes to her numbers in total of average. And these numbers have been consistent. They consistently show Tulsi Gabbard at about 4 to 5 points nationally in these polls, in the New Hampshire polls. So it's true that she is polling at about 5 in New Hampshire. The problem with that is, if you get 5 points, which we can safely probably assume that Tulsi supporters, a majority of them would go to Bernie Sanders if she wasn't in the race, you're taking 5%, or let's be charitable and say like 3 or 3.5 of those points, of those 5 points, you're taking away from Bernie Sanders. And it's like, how does that make any sense electorally speaking? You're not going to get any delegates. None of the percentage of votes that you're getting are going to translate to increased delegates. And the bigger the margin of victory for Bernie Sanders, the bigger chance he has of that New Hampshire race affecting the subsequent races in the election cycle. In other words, it'll change the narrative, which changes the race entirely, right? So, why are you still in the race, Tulsi? What are you doing? What is the reason? You've also made very questionable decisions as well in the past, saying that you're not rerunning for your House seat, you're taking your campaign to the convention. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Did you lose sight of reality? Like, what is going on? How do you look at your numbers nationally? and then be like, yeah, I'm going to take this to the convention. What, so people can laugh at you? Why? Why would you do this? Seriously. And people argue she can win 50 states. Dude, she's at 1 point in the Democratic primary. How is she going to win all 50 states in a general election against Donald Trump? Especially considering that all the Republicans who say they would vote for Tulsi are not going to choose Tulsi over Trump. So it's like, just end the campaign already, man. Just drop out. You don't even have to endorse Bernie. In fact, I don't want you to endorse Bernie. Just drop out. Just drop out. Be like, I'm done. Going back to my House seat. Clearly, just not going to work out this time around. I'll throw my hat in the ring next time. I don't know what's going on. So if any of you guys can figure it out, let me know.